So you're thinking about getting started on YouTube, but you're just not really sure where to start. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover the 5 things that you need that will get you off the ground, hopefully get you over that little hump that's maybe holding you back. And that way you can just get started, because the most important thing is to decide, take action, and then repeat. Once you figure out what you're doing, all you have to do is rinse and repeat every single day. And the next thing you know, you will be successful as long as you stay at it and long enough. And my name is Levi Lassick. My partner Travis Plum and I have built an amazing business, amazing real estate business on YouTube. In 2022 alone, we've done over 100 million in production from the channel. We have the #1 living in channel in the country as far as subscribers, views, and production. And I tell you what, we help agents build theirs in their market as well. So if you want to learn from a team that has actually done it, then this channel is for you. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the top 5 ways to just get started on YouTube. All right, #1 is going to be to research. Now, I say that you can hyper learn any subject in 60 days. There is so much information out there when it comes to vlogs, blogs, Google, books, whatever you need to know. The information is really out there. And that's something in my personal journey. What I did is I studied YouTube for 60 days. And that's why I believe if you put everything else to the side, you become a little bit obsessive about what you're going to do. And this could be anything, maybe not just YouTube. You could be the best postcard marketer on the planet if you studied it over the next 60 days, because there's books, there's vlogs, there's blogs, there's courses, there's coaching. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can tap into. And if you put everything into that one thing over the next 60 days, I believe you'll become very successful. But if you're starting out on YouTube and you want to be successful in YouTube for real estate, you want to start out with researching, okay? Now, I don't believe at all in analysis paralysis. Don't overanalyze, don't overthink this. Just get to work, start learning. Our channel, first of all, Passive Prospecting, this is a great place to start. That's where you want to start in your journey when it comes to researching. But I will say, I bought about 8 YouTube marketing books whenever I started, narrowed it down to 3 as the best options. #1, YouTube Secrets by Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. And I tell you what, it helped me understand the fundamentals and principles of the platform. Now, they just came out with the 2nd edition, so make sure you get the copy with the yellow bar across the front of it. And myself and Travis are mentioned in that book. It's a tremendous honor. We've built an amazing relationship with Sean Cannell and Benji Travis over the last 1.5 years or so. We've been interviewed by both of them, been on their podcast, been featured at their conferences, and now in their book, YouTube Secrets. And the reason they featured us is because most YouTubers get notoriety for having 1 million subscribers or, generating millions in income after several years, of course. But we were able to do it with less than 5,000 subscribers whenever they heard our story that we had already hit $1 million in production with 5,000 to 7,000 subscribers. $1 million in commissions, by the way, which we did that in our first year in 2021. We hit just over $1 million in GCI from the channel as brand new real estate agents. And now in 2022, we've surpassed 100 million from the channel. It's absolutely crazy, but that's the opportunity that's at hand. But there's several other ways you can research. #2, YouTube Formula. That's another book that I thought was very helpful on understanding fundamentals and principles, but it goes a little bit more in the weeds as far as getting into data and analytics. I don't get too much involved in data and analytics. I can tell from views, I can tell from comments, I can tell from other factors what our audience is looking for and what they like. And we do a little bit of analytics, but not too much. But otherwise, you can get a good sense once you've developed your audience and you start communicating with them and working with them. I think that's the best way to determine which videos to develop afterwards. But otherwise, we always talk about finding what is being searched first, because that's the path of least resistance. Now, the 3rd book, can't get my fingers right. The 3rd book is going to be Passive Prospecting. Now, that's not #3 on the list. It'll actually be the #1 book I would recommend, but we're not quite out as of the making of this video right now. But I tell you what, Passive Prospecting is going to be the blueprint for YouTube for your small business. And now we use our real estate examples in there. So if you're a real estate agent, it's going to be very relevant for you. But if you're a small business owner, it's general enough for you to get the ideas and concepts that you'll need that you can get started on YouTube as well. Now, on top of that, there's some great channels that I believe you can look at that will help you start learning as well. So you start with the books. I'm a little old school. I always like to start with books, but channels that you definitely want to check out. #1, Think Media. #2, TubeBuddy. Number 3, Nick Nimmin. Number 4, D Nimmin. Number 5, video influencers. Number 6, channel makers. And number 7, Daryl Eves. And all of them really teach YouTube inside and out. And of course, I mentioned earlier, passive prospecting, this channel right now, but you're already here. So learning the fundamentals and principles of the platform, those channels have really good insight, and you're just going to have to dig in and watch a ton of videos. Now, if you're interested in it, it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to do the type of business that we're doing, or even close to it, or maybe you don't want to, I mean, we work with agents in very small markets that still generate 1 to 3 transactions a month from their YouTube channel. I mean, that absolutely could change somebody's business just to have a consistency of 1 to 3 transactions a month. So you have to ask yourself, what is going to be right for you and your business, and determining how you want to go about to generate that business. But it can all be done through YouTube, whether you're in a small market or a large market. All right, number 2 is, once you've done all that research, is you actually need to make a plan, okay? I always say this, is that if you treat YouTube like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. If you treat YouTube like a business, it'll pay you like a business. I actually wrote out a business plan for YouTube. Once I did my initial research through those 60 days, I developed a plan. I understood before I ever started, how many videos per week did I want to publish? What days of the week did I want to publish? What type of content I wanted to do? So in my research, I figured out the next 3 to 4 months worth of videos to shoot. So I laid all of that out. I understood what the likelihood, now it's hard to determine when you have no audience, when's the best time to publish or the best day, but I also needed to understand how frequent should I publish. And that can be based on your market, or how much are they publishing. So you want to look at all those factors. You want to research what's going on in your market, and also what do you think would be better. Now for me, there was a 3 to 5 agents that had a pretty good head start on me. The number 1 channel had 7,000 subscribers when we had 0. The number 2 channel had 5,000 subscribers when we had 0. Now the thing is what I noticed is those channels were publishing once per week. And so I just said, I'm going to do 3 per week. I'm going to outwork those channels, and hopefully I'll be able to catch them and maybe one day surpass them. But here we are within 2 years, and we've done just that. We've passed those channels and doing very, very well. So look, and that's nothing against them. I respect those channels. I looked up to them. I look at their content. I see what they're doing. I see how I can do things better. And that's what it's all about. It's about seeing who's in your market doing what. And I don't care what business you're in or how they're marketing. You should be doing this regardless. So if you're in the postcard business, you should be looking at postcards you get in the mail, in your market, in your neighborhoods, and comparing that to, what are you doing? Could you do it better? Did it give you a good idea? Did it inspire you? So all of those factors matter. All right, number 3 is, you need to film a month's worth of content. Once you've done your research, you've built out your business plan, now it's time to get started. You need to film a month's worth of content before you ever publish. Now, here's what most agents do, is they get all excited after they filmed one video and they're like, I gotta upload this right now. They upload it, and then guess what happens? Life happens, health happens, real estate happens, family happens, and then nothing happens. You know, if something gets in the way and it delays you making a video for the next week, 2, 3, or 4, that will kill your channel quicker than anything. Consistency is extremely key in the beginning, and you don't want to give up on that. This is what I did, was film a month's worth of content. So if I was going to publish 3 videos a week, I filmed 12 videos before ever publishing. So what I was able to do was, whenever I published that first video, I was already scheduled out for the next month. As soon as that first video published, I was able to start working on my next 12 videos. And if it took me another month to film those next 12 videos, then what would happen is that as soon as that last video published, I would have the next 12 ready to go or already scheduled out. And this is where you're going to develop, as far as part of your plan, to determine how often are you going to record. So are you going to record exactly 3 videos a week? And if you do that, that's exactly why you want to film a month ahead in your content first, because if you're doing it week by week, something will come up and delay that process. It will get in the way. I promise you, it's going to happen. So if you're a month out and you get set back a week, you're still 3 weeks ahead, you know, and if you get set back 2 weeks, you're still 2 weeks ahead. But that's where you're going to start scrambling scrambling and starting to make content again. So if you stick to just making 3 videos a week every single week, you have to stay very consistent on that. Or what I suggest is batch recording, which means for myself right now, I can take 1 day on a Saturday, 1 day on a Sunday, 1 week in a month, and I can film 4 videos on a Saturday if I'm doing vlog tours out in the neighborhood. And then on Sunday, I will film, 4 office videos. Now that gives me 2 videos a week, but right now I'm incorporating a live video each week. So that gives me my 3 pieces of content, but I can do that in 2 days. And so that way I don't have to worry about what comes up over the month. But ultimately, you want to have this and develop this plan for yourself every single month. What are you going to do? Are you going to film every single week? You're going to batch it or every other week, or you're going to do it once a month. Stay on top of it. Stay ahead a month's worth of content at all times is my recommendation. But doing that, and that's a huge key to success. All right, number 4 is just staying consistent. Now, once you've done all of this, you have to stay consistent. They say content is king, but consistency is queen. All right, so once you get started, you want to start developing good quality content, but you want to stay consistent. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, is publish that on your banner, on the channel art, and tell people when you're publishing. If you're going to publish Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, or Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, put that on your banner. Let the audience know, and that's going to hold yourself accountable. Think about it. Think about people that have the most successful radio shows and TV shows and things like that. Now, radio shows, if they're live, they have to do it at the same time, Monday through Friday, every single week. They don't compromise. Maybe they take off a week here or there for holidays or a vacation, but otherwise they're there knocking it out at the same time every single time. Now, TV shows, they batch, right? They will film a ton of videos or shows in the first part of the week usually, and that's going to be published out the next week or two. If you ever watch a game show, I don't know, Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune, that all gets filmed. They may film 10 episodes in one day, but that's going to cover them for the next 2 weeks. And if they do go for a whole week, they're covered out for the next 4 or 5 weeks. You see this with shows. They're filmed all ahead of time. If you watch a real estate show, selling this or selling that or $1 million listing, it was filmed probably 6 to 8 months previous. Okay. And so that was all batched together, but now they have a consistency on publishing. Like game shows that just run year round, or radio shows that are year round, they stay consistent on their content. They're always getting better, always updating. And the thing is if you stay consistent, it's going to develop your muscle memory, okay? You're going to get better. So all of that you have to work out and work through in the beginning is going to become that much easier. All right, number 5, if you want to shortcut all of that, then check in the description below. We've got a link for a course if you're a real estate agent. I mean, that's it, plain and simple. I've paid for several courses over my lifetime to learn because it's a shortcut, period. Plain and simple. That's what it is. A lot of people think the information is what's really valuable in a course, but I believe it's the time that it saves you, because doing everything that I just laid out is going to take 60 days of your time. That in itself, by the way, if you've done any math on what your time is worth, it's very easy for you to justify shortcuts like courses or coaching or anything of that nature. On top of that, you plug into our trainings every single week. That's going to get better. We do live calls on Tuesday, live calls on Wednesdays. If you're in our Facebook group, then we have an additional private training just for our Facebook group on Mondays. And we have private calls on Tuesday afternoons as well, just for our course clients. But otherwise, if you want to shortcut everything, you don't want to take that 60 days to learn everything, you don't want to have to build out a plan, you just want to be handed everything, then get a course. It's a simple way to do that. Check in the description below. You can jump on one of our next calls, talk to the team, and see if it's a good fit for you. But other than that, the main thing is that you just have to get started. But again, do not get into paralysis analysis, okay? Don't overanalyze, don't overthink this. Just start to research, start to build your plan, start to film content, start to develop that, and then stay consistent. You're going to be well on your way to building a business, at least a portion of your business on YouTube. And what I love the most about it is it passively prospects for you. Just like we talk about in our upcoming book, it's going to be a game changer. When you have business coming in every single day to you, people calling you, texting you, emailing you, jumping on Zooms, wanting to do business with you, there's nothing better than to get on a phone or on a call with a client that wants to work with you. We're not chasing anybody down. Everything we've done has been inbound. It's been absolutely amazing, changed our lives, changed our team's lives, because we've been able to give out leads to our whole team, and they've been just successful as well. We had 4 brand new agents on our team this year alone that made well over 6 figures just from the YouTube leads that we gave them. And I tell you what, they've come back to us and said that absolutely changed their lives. And that's what I love about this business. No better way to build at least a portion of your business on YouTube. If you plan to be in real estate longer than a year, you need to get started, and you need to get started today. It's not too saturated. It's not too late. Just get out there, make it happen. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.